the day. Top of the day. It's that dude Prolific. We back. Episode 38. Fatherhood, hip hop, and sport, man. First and foremost, I just want to give thanks to the Creator for giving us life, giving us health, giving us the opportunity to be in the number one more time. Uh, Also, I want to send a special shout out, man, to all the fathers and all the mothers out there across the world, man. You guys rock. You guys are amazing. Uh, Sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties. Actually had to start and reset like 3-4 times. Been a lot of juicy updates that's pending right now as we speak with the NBA. So y'all bear with me. Thank you for bearing with me today. I did say we will be going live from here on out at the top of the day, which will be noon every Monday, every Friday. So 3 o'clock Eastern time. So you want to say hi? Tell him hi. He's telling you guys hi. To get along, he's gonna stuff his face with some gummy bears. Chuck himself. Yeah, man. Big shout out to all the fathers, all the mothers out there across the world, man. Hip hop, man. As you guys know, man. Yesterday was the 65th Grammys. Took place in the Crypto Arena, the home of the Los Angeles Lakers and the Los Angeles Clippers. Big LA affair, star-studded. They bought the stars out last night. There's a lot of star-studded. What's up, Papa? You ready for them? Ooh. Yeah. I thought that was gonna be the intro though. See it? Okay. He basically though he want to break it down whenever he want to break it down. So I can't control when he gonna let him have his moment, but he's gonna let me know that hey man, it's time. So big shout out to Mr. Sid Jr., man. Thank you for your guest appearances, brother. It's very, very, very much appreciated, son. I love you so much. I need you to be careful though. But the Grammys was a star-studded event last night, man. All the stars were out, man. Big shout out to Stevie Wonder, Lizzo, Hairstyles, Mary J. Blige, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, man. Rakim was in the house, man. Big shout out to OG Rakim, man. Super fresh, man. I seen that Louis the Forces fit you had on was super sauced up, man. Big shout out to Flavor Flav, man. Public Enemy, man. They was in the building. Scarface, Ice-T, man. Big shout out to Cat Athletics on Method, man. Was in the building. Buster, Too Short. Big shout out to OG Too Short, man. Missy was in the building, man. And those were just some of the performers last night. As we all know, man, hip hop has just turned the big 50. So 50 years of hip hop, 50 years of culture, 50 years of just creators, putting in endless hours and limited sleep, just trying to, reach the masses. And just like Mr. Harvin Macy Jr. said, which is the Recording Academy CEO, music is about vibrations. It's about putting a flame out there into the world and just doing, hoping that it inspires and it ignites and it somewhat, changes the world. in so many aspects. So big shout out to Mr. Harvey Mason Jr., man. Um, to the Recording Academy, man. That was a very beautiful event you guys put on last night. I also, was reading between the lines and was looking at how the narrative and how the Grammys have, been shaped out here, I guess, the last 2 to 5 years. That was the first time I really sat down and watched the Grammys in probably like 4 or 5 years. So to see that, oh yeah, big shout out to Trevor Brown, man. You did a great job hosting, bro. You threw a lot of shade last night, though. You threw a lot of shade at some people, but you earned your bag. The Academy did a great job with making the right hire, having the right personality on national television, and you did a great job, man. I was very stoked at how the shade you was throwing. It was good shade. It was cool shade. It was good shade for TV, and it was something where hey, if you was gonna be in your feelings and et cetera, then maybe that wasn't the kind of event you should have been attending. But big shout out to Trevor Brown, man. That was you did a great job of hosting the Grammys, man. I'm quite sure they're gonna have you back real soon because you did a great job. But yeah, man. Also, big shout out to Billy Crystal, man. That was a very dope segue in how they put you on and reminisce back on 35 years ago when you hosted the Grammys and gave your big shout out to Miles Davis and Berry Gordy. And then, that led up to Smokey Robinson and OG Stevie Wonder, which was like one of the first performers. And yeah, that was very, very cool, class act move, how you guys went about including him into everything. Also, man, big shout out to Madonna, man. I don't know if you guys really caught that last night, but she gave a big shout out to Pop. You know what I mean? Low key. Because she told you, say, one of the key words she said, you got to stay troublesome. And that kind of made me giggle inside and smile because I'm like, maybe she was some kind of inspiration to him on the low to write Troublesome 96, because she clearly said that on national TV. She told you guys to stay troublesome. So I caught that. Big shout out to Madonna, man. Sam Smith, we know Kim Petras, the LGBTQ movement, man, the queer family, queer community, man. I'm very stoked that their kind of people are finally getting national recognition. Those people ain't got to be afraid of who they are anymore. And I don't feel like sexuality has to be anything that just contaminates the music, the art, because you got people of all walks of life that can collab on some music and it can turn into one of the most beautiful things ever created. So I find it pretty cool how they the Academy from a hip hop in general perspective, they did a very good job at how they catered to fans of all walks of life that were tapping into the Grammys, man. So big shout out to the to Academy, to Madonna, man. Being a trailblazer for 4 decades, 40 years in this industry. She's been a standard for pop for such a long time. The LGBTQ movement, that wave of people, she's been like an ambassador on the low for them for so many years. So that was pretty cool that they came out and acknowledged that. I feel like they was oversaturating it because they kept throwing that out there a lot, you know what I'm saying? And reminding us about, hey, we're gonna let people know that, hey, queer people buy music. Queer people are innovators and people that are pushing this culture forward too and been doing it for years. You know, it's just that hey, in the 70s and 60s and the 70s and shit, you know, people were in the closet with that shit. You know, people were afraid to come out and be themselves. And it's like nowadays you got people that, you know, they're not afraid to just be themselves and paint their fingernails. And that's something that I saw a lot last night, especially with a lot of the guys that was getting most of the awards. They all had colored fingers, like, you know, feminine, you know, dressing and approach to things. And I mean, hey, you know, at the end of the day, man, I guess, you know, uh, that's where we've moved to as a culture and as a future. You know, we've shifted to an era where, you know, it's all about happiness. It's all about just being comfortable in your skin and just um, and I call it just being a social butterfly, to be honest. So, but big shout out to the Academy, man. That was real cute and dandy. How, you know, you guys, you know, and because all the gangsters and all the, you know, uh, upper echelon, you know, type of people that's with the shit, they was in attendance, and it was a lot of them that had weird looks on their face on in a lot of situations. But it's like, look, you're on national TV. You got to be professional. You gotta learn how to deal and turn your switch on and off. So, but yeah, it was Trevor Brown, man. Like I said, he did a very great job of just controlling the energy of things, and that was real dope, man. Big shout out to Queen B, man. Queen B. She has racked up, they say, 34 Grammys in her career. She's been nominated 58 times for a Grammy, and out of those 58, she's won 34 times, which made her the most. She got the most all time. Um, and we all know she's got a big tour that's finna take place. It's been memes, it's been all kinds of shade in the internet saying, hey, you know, do this and do that with your tax money before you buy Beyonce tickets, because, you know, she is out here. She is trailblazing. Quite sure Blue Ivy is going to be on stage with her. And very happy for Beyonce, man, because she's been in the limelight for so many years. She's been a standard for the culture. She put in a lot of work. I've had the opportunity to see her in person, and man, I don't downplay shit, and I just try to be a realist and a purist. And when I tell you, I never seen nothing like that in my life before. Like just how she just works the stage and just works a crowd. And I'm in a crowd of 50, 60, 70,000 people. This wasn't a little concert where I seen her. So to downplay anything she's achieved in her accomplishments in her career, man, it's bliss. So, but big shout out to the Queen Bee, man, for your accomplishments, man. Big shout out to the dude Kendrick, man. Um, Best rap album of the year. Don't surprise me. Um, you are the standard of rap. You know, you have brought back conscious rap. You have brought back, you know, some funk in my rap. You have brought back conscious raps, shit that, you know, you know, you can play this shit in Boston at a tea party. You can play this shit in goddamn at a hole in the wall, you know, juke joint in a small town in the South, and it's gonna slap. So it's kind of like, you know, your versatility, your wit, um, and like you said last night, man, you just want to thank the culture and the trailblazers and the people that, you know what I'm saying, really put it all out there on the line before, you know, you was given the opportunity to do what you're doing to this day, you know, and I found that very dope and cool. How, you know, plus you're an LA guy, so I mean, We all knew you was going home with some award, and I was telling my kids, Mom, I thought he was gonna go and swipe it up for the end of the night and do the album of the year as well. But um, big shout out to Harry Styles, man. Harry Styles, he took home the album of the year award, the biggest of the biggest. Harry actually won a couple Grammys last night, so he kind of was right there with Beyonce with a couple of awards each that they took home. Also, big shout out to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was nominated for a lot of categories. He's another one of those renegades, outlandish, troublesome, uh, do it my way, creators that he's been a force. He's been a force. He's a fashionista. His swag, his drip, the ladies they love him, his sexuality, whatever he got going on behind closed doors, that's not pro-lift business. But what I will say is, I watch, I observe, I give my hot 2 cents on things. I give credit where it's due, and yeah, Bad Bunny, man, he got a lot of drip, a lot of sauce. That's the first time I've actually just sat down and paid attention. I mean, of course, it's not the first time I've seen him perform. I've seen a few videos over the years, but to just really sit there and just really watch him for 5 minutes, 10 straight minutes, and see the energy of a crowd of that magnitude, embracing him, his work. I thought that was dope how he, had the little bobblehead, big head, little mascots coming out in the crowds. Had the salsa, the mariachi dancers and shit. That was dope. All that was dope, because he found a way to keep the crowd engaged, and he did a lot of, and he spoke a lot of the songs. If I'm not mistaken, all of his songs are all in Spanish. So I don't know if they had a teleprompter up on the sides that they wasn't just showing on national television for people to be tapping in, far as from an English perspective. But yeah, that was real dope to his whole team, how they put that performance together. Yeah, that was real cool, man. But yeah, big shout out to Bad Bunny, man. That was a real dope ordeal. From a TV perspective, man, I saw Chet Mix and Humana. They had a couple commercials on within the Grammys, and then I saw they was promoting the TV show called Ghost. They showed that a couple times, and they also got a CSI Vegas that's out that I saw in some of the commercial breaks. But I tapped into that whole Ghost thing because I saw it numerous times. So normally when you got highly televised events going on and you see an ad or a particular sponsor numerous times throughout the event, that's something we probably want to pay attention to. That's probably something you probably don't want to just let go over your antennas, and you want to have some type of conscience to be like, okay, I'm gonna double back on that. I saw that a few times, what they was trying to tell me by that. So I find that real cool on how they showed us a few things multiple times and during the commercial breaks. Big shout out to DJ Khaled. That was a very beautiful way to end the Grammys. Jigga Man, Wayne, Rose, they was out there on the streets, on the side of Figueroa, on the side of Staples Center, big kicking it. At the I won't say at the round table, but they was breaking bread, and the world got to see Jay perform live, his 20-30 minute verse, or however long that verse was off that God Did instrumental. But very beautiful, very, very well put together. Very creative how they just had to, the audacity to say, man, shit, we can be all part outside, and in the Grammys that way. So I found that very cool, very unique. But leading up into the Grammys, like I told you guys in some previous episodes, they said this one was gonna be special. Um, oh yeah, big shout out to Quavo, man. That was a very emotional tribute we saw with Takeoff, and we also saw in the background where they, made sure to, show some respect to a lot of our fallen comrades and people that are creators out here that's been given to the universe. They had a lot of them that they showed in the background of that visual, and that beautiful performance of Quavo and I don't know who the chick and the guy were, but they both did a great job of helping Quay, you know, perform, the song in regards to his nephew, man. But yeah, the 65th Grammys, man, was real. It was very, very very beautiful thing to see. CBS, y'all hit a home run with that one. I'm quite sure. The TV ratings were good, and that meant a lot, man, to just be able to see that 65 Grammys, hip hop turning 50 years old. Seeing some of the greatest artists of all time that I grew up with for sure, be in attendance, feeling the love. A lot of them getting their flowers last night on a lot of levels. Oh, big shout out to Queen Mary J. Blige, man. You didn't win. She didn't win anything, but she got nominated for a couple Grammys. That's the home girl. I wasn't gonna forget. Move on to sports without giving a big shout out to Mary J, man. I grew up with Mary J. A lot of my female aunts and people I grew up around with in the South, well, a lot of women in the South in the 90s in general, man, whether they was friends of your cousins, your mom, everybody were fans of Mary J at once upon a time. So to see her last night, wearing that 52 the way she wearing it, man, and just her confidence and just because she looked kind of annoyed with Trevor Brown last night. I feel like she was kind of, like annoyed with him because he was throwing some shade and he was shouting out certain individuals, and it's like, yeah, you walked over Mary one time and he didn't give her no shout out, but hey, Mary, you did your thing.
By the TV, there's one by the TV.
I've been a fan of yours, and I just want to say, thank you for what you've done to the game. Big shout out to Lizzo. Lizzo, we all know, man. She's been trailblazing for the women that that didn't have that kind of confidence one day. And Lizzo has come around and have given women of all shapes, colors. Lizzo done gave you some confidence. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Lizzo, man. She took home a couple of awards. She was sitting at the table with Adele. And big shout out to the homie Rich Paul, man. He was another one of the ones. I could tell it on his face. He was super annoyed by Trevor Brown. He really put him on blast on national TV the way he went about that. Introducing her to The Rock like that. But The Rock did when we saw it all, had his wife in attendance. So that was pretty cool. You want to say hi? Hi. Say hi. Hi. Okay. Oh, you back for more? Oh, he come back to show me his. Okay, he finna show me his Grammys performance last night. You got anything for me, Sid? Daddy. What you got for me? What you got? Oh, me and bro ate them. Yeah, ask Mom to give you one.
Mom?
Yeah.
Can I only have some?
Gummy?
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, man, big shout out to Lizzo, Adele, man. Y'all was both sitting at the tables together. Adele, she got one best pops record of the year. Lizzo, she got the record of the year. So I think a lot of that, stuff was scripted on so many levels because, a lot of the people that was sitting together, took on some, some credentials. So I think that was pretty cool how the Academy put all that together, man. It was a very cool event. But big shout out to all the creators that were nominated, that were thought of, your work, your grind, your efforts that you put into the craft. To be nominated from the Academy, the higher ups on that level, I know that's what every artist is. I can't say every one of them's dream, but at the end of the day, hey baby, here, cause bro being fat, get back. You trying to steal her gummy bag? No. You just jacked her for 3. He think it's funny. You bastard. Ooh. What was do with you here? Go to. And daddy take the last one. But yeah, big shout out to Harvey Mason, man, Crypto Arena, LA, all the creators, man, that do what they do. That was beautiful Grammys to watch and to kind of engage into. Sports. Well, as I promised, man, I told you guys we was gonna tap in to top of the day, Finesse the Don. Good afternoon, much love, much blessings to you and your fam. Thank you for chiming in. But yeah, like I promised on episode 37, we was gonna touch bases on the top minor league systems within baseball. So I got some details on all 30 teams, but what I felt like was necessary, what I felt like would be more efficient is I give you guys 10 teams at a time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna touch bases on 10 today. We'll touch bases on 10 more on Friday, and then we'll touch bases on the remaining 10 the following Monday. And what we're gonna be doing there is talking about the top farms minor league systems in baseball. So right now, the top minor league system in baseball, Baltimore Orioles. Baltimore Orioles are the number 1 minor league system, man. Remember these names: Gunnar Henderson and Grayson Rodriguez. Remember those names, man. I heard they elite players got beat bats. And I heard that the Orioles got a couple of those sticks in their farm system that's up and coming, man. So big shout out to the Orioles, man. They are the top minor league team in all of baseball. At 2, we got the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we wonder why the Dodgers have been so dope the last 8 years. Well, they keep building from within. They basically, big shout out to Prospects 1500, man. That's my little plug that I go to and find out on a lot of my baseball research, baseball homework, and yeah, baseball Prospects got the LA Dodgers at number 2, and they basically saying the Dodgers are not slowing down no time soon. They're not slowing down. They got a very deep farm system, and we all know they just lost some pieces here for free agency. And to see them at number 2, all the success they've had here the last 7, 8 seasons, it doesn't surprise me that they're in the top of the top when we're talking about Not much. Okay. So you tapping in with them Yankees. Okay. Well, the Yankees, man, the Yankees sitting at number 12. Y'all got the number 12 overall minor league system. So yeah, it's gonna be really exciting, man, to see what your Yankees gonna do to bounce back this year, finesse. Cause y'all finessed all of us this past season, man. I mean, especially me, man. God dang. I'm like, bro, y'all had like almost 70 wins before the All-Star break in. They just melted down. But you know, they athletes, they humans. Oh, you from Brooklyn? Okay, yeah, I was born in Brick City, Newark, man. Big shout out to the 973, man. That's where I was born. But big shout out to Brooklyn, man. I got some family from Brooklyn. Big shout out to you, family. Much love, y'all, from San Diego to Brooklyn, man. That's a beautiful feeling, man. Thank you for tapping in. But Dodgers, they sitting at 2. Arizona at 3. Cincinnati sitting at 4. Remember these last names, Dela Cruz and Marte. I heard they gonna be two big names coming up in the Cincinnati Reds farm system here real soon. At 5, you got Cleveland Guardians. It's rumors that the Guardians got some big bats and a lot of good pitching in their farm system. So that don't surprise me. Francona, legendary coach. I know he want to win a title real bad in Cleveland because he's gotten close a time or two since he been back over there, and from what it seems like he can't win without Boston. So, but they sitting at number 5 overall with the best minor leagues system in all of baseball. And then 6, you got Tampa Bay. There's rumors Tampa Bay got some electric arms in their farm system, which don't surprise me because they've been known for years to, you know, out of nowhere they got another David Price. They got another Blake Snell. So it don't surprise me that they're loaded at the pitcher position. And then at 7, you got Texas, the number 7 minor league team. Texas, from what I've been hearing, they got some very elite arms down there and some real electric bats. So the Texans of 2006 and 07, we all know back-to-back World Series couldn't get the job done, and they pretty much haven't been, you know, much since. So they've shifted a lot of players here the last decade. They've had a lot of transactions with a lot of high-end teams, and it just seems to me that some of these acquisitions that they're making, they have to make sense here soon. And as we all know, they've been some good spenders here the last couple seasons. Texas Rangers been some spenders, and they trying to be some contenders, straight like that. So big shout out to the Rangers, y'all the number 7 overall team. Number 8, you got the Pittsburgh Pirates. At 9, you got the St. Louis Cardinals, and then number 10. You got the Chicago Cubs, which we hear that they got a pair of superb outfielders, star outfielders. I ain't talking about supposed to be just good. There are rumors that the Chicago Cubs probably got 2 of the best outfielders coming up in baseball here the next 2 seasons or so. They're gonna be some of the best in the game. So y'all heard it here. That's our top 10 baseball farm systems in minor league. As we all know, like I said from episode 37, opening day, March 30th. Half of the schedules, we got about 6-7 interleague games. So that'll be right around the corner. But right now, they're about to be approaching some spring training ball. I'm gonna tap in with a little bit of that. I'm gonna wait till they play a few games before I give you guys some updates, and we're gonna dig into some of the pitchers and stuff like that. But we're gonna get through the rest of the top, well, the next segment we're gonna do teams 11 through 20, as far as their rankings in all of baseball, and then the previous Monday we're gonna go with teams 21 through 30 and talking about their impacts on the minor league system, man. But big shout out to all of baseball, man. It's right around the corner. Shit finna be real major, and can't wait to see how everything gonna play out. College basketball, man. I want to send a big special shout out, man, to the Duke Blue Devils. The Duke Blue Devils, they finally got in the top 25. They cracked the top 25. Held the Tar Heels to under 60 points this weekend. Very surprising to see the Kansas and the Tar Heels this past weekend couldn't even crack 60 points. The home teams pretty much dominated this past weekend, especially in all my marquee games I had lined up, where we had Iowa State taking out Kansas 68-53. Your defensive juggernaut. I thought Miami and Clemson was going to be a defensive juggernaut. I did say Tennessee, Auburn at Tennessee, I did say was going to be classic because of the Bruce Pearl relationship. And Kevin Sampson was able to get the W. Tennessee was at home, but that was the juggernaut. 46-43. That sounds like a JV game, but nobody wanted to lose. SEC conference play. And Tennessee, they held on and stayed in the top 5 in the country with that victory at home. So, man, big shout out to both of those SEC clubs, all the young hoopers. You're concerned about your defense. You're concerned about your heel flexing. You're concerned about your feet work. Go watch Auburn and Tennessee this past Saturday's game. You'll find some gems in that game. Big shout out to St. Mary's, man. They took care of business at home in OT. They won by 8. I had that to be, a high-scoring affair, but unfortunately, conference play. You got conference play. Nobody's trying to lose. Everybody's trying to win, and everybody's trying to, keep their stock going in the right direction, man. So big shout out to St. Mary's, man. Also, big shout out to the Hokies, Virginia Tech Hokies, man. They took care of business. They knocked off the Virginia Cavaliers, who were number 6 in the country, when they took this defeat this past weekend. And I think that was very cool how you had a lot of these conference teams and state rival teams this past weekend. Home teams took care of business. So big shout out to all of these kids that's just hooping. They balling right now. Their eyes are on the next level, and but at the same time, I feel as if a lot of them, they know what's at stake, and what's at stake is, a lot of these teams and players, they trying to compete for national championships. They trying to, do what they came to these schools for, which is we want to win a national championship. I would hope so. I mean, everybody want to get to the NBA, the NIL. You're making money as a college athlete. You're in that position now, so I'm quite sure everyone's ecstatic, with all of that motion. But at the same time, I just feel like it's a lot of cool kudos behind the fact that when we're in state school, in the school that's across town or an hour away from us, they getting all the national attention, but we're D1 school too, but we don't get the national attention they get. We want to beat you. We want to take it to you. So big shout out to Virginia Tech, man, for protecting home court. Virginia Cavaliers, we all know Coach Bennett. They got Final Four, Elite 8 aspirations. On the flip side, on the contrary, the Virginia Tech Hokies, I don't know if it's Coach Buzz Williams still over there with that program, but he's a blue collar coach though. Tough nose. I remember him back when he was with Marquette, who is right now number 10 in the country. And big shout out to Marquette, man. They've been playing some grade A basketball up there. Coach Buzz Williams, I want to say he's at VTech now. And he's trying to get that school going in the right direction. I want to say every year he's been the ball coach over there, head of that program. They have been going in the right direction, man. So big shout out to the Hokies, man. Big shout out to the Houston Cougars, man. They're back in first place. But I also saw some type of headline before we was going live that Purdue is going to stay at 1 despite their loss to Indiana. Find that very funny. I don't know what's really going on with that, but I do know that Houston should be 1, point blank period, because Purdue has a lot of more work to do moving forward. You get what I mean? But at the same time, Houston has been very consistent all season long. So what I feel like what's going to take place when it's all said and done, Bama and Tennessee going to jump up to 2-3. Purdue should be like 5 right now, because even when they jumped up to number 1, a lot of their wins wasn't convincing wins. So I feel like they need a little humble pie. So if I was a committee, I would jump AZ up to 4 and drop Purdue to 5, and just shift Bama and Tennessee up to 2-3, because those are the best teams in the SEC right now. And when we talk about the top 10, top 25, the only shifting of things pretty much, you got San Diego State and Duke. They in the top 25 of some of those elite schools I've been preaching about all, year long. And pretty much some of them teams are finally, coming along. So at 6, you got Texas. 7, UCLA. UCLA been playing some grade A ball. They won like 8, 9 straight. And Kansas done took some L's here lately. They still in the top 10. I don't think they should be there. I think they should fall out of the top 10. They've been taking some losses here lately. And they're not playing with that edge they had last year. I know they lost some of those guys, but that's the disadvantage when you're the target, you're the standard, you're the defending champion from the year before you. It's either you're gonna be the hunter or you're gonna get hunted. And the way things going right now, it's a lot of people on their help. Big shout out to all of these elite programs. You got time to get it right, but you gotta want it, because tournament time is about to be right around the corner. And if you ain't locking in right now, then it's probably safe to say that a lot of you guys ain't gonna do too much in March. Okay, NBA, man. As we all know, it's been confirmed. Kyrie, he has finally wiggled his way out of Brooklyn, and he's headed to Dallas to team up with Luka. Now, I seen somebody posted on my timeline about a couple weeks ago. It wasn't even on my timeline. It just crossed my timeline, and it went like this. Which 10 point guards would you start your franchise with? I can tell y'all right on top of my head all the point guards I chose, and in the order, and I don't got it written down nowhere. I went Magic. I went Steph. I went Chauncey Billups. No, I went Chauncey Billups. I went Tony Parker. I went Sidney Moncrief. I went Oscar Robertson. I went Gary Payton. I went Jason Kidd. I went I didn't have Steve Nash. I didn't have John Stockton. I didn't have Chris Paul in there. I didn't have Kyrie in there. I can't think of the last two, but them 8 is because of the fact that you know what, they gonna compete on both ends of the floor. They ain't scared of the moments. They gonna take the shots when they're available, and they all tenacious and they all hungry. Oh, Jrue Holiday and Isaiah Thomas. Those were my last 2 that I had in my top 10. I had Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Tony Parker, Chauncey Billups, Sidney Moncrief. Big shout out to OG Sidney Moncrief, man. If y'all don't know, Sidney Moncrief was the first guard to win Defensive Player of the Year in the Michael Jordan era. He had probably 5 of the most balanced seasons a point guard can have in that era, and he'll lock you up on defense. And my name is Sidney. So I got it, and I played point guard, so I got to put Sid in my top 10 of point guards that I would start a franchise around. Then at 6, I had Oscar Robertson. Then at 7, I had I want to say it was 7, I had Rondo. Then at 8, I had Jrue Holiday. And 9, I had Isaiah Thomas. It was one more. Gary Payton. That's who I had. Those are my 10 point guards. But it was reasons why I just didn't have Kyrie in there. And he's probably more talented than all of those guards I named outside of Magic and Steph. But I don't like how Kyrie been bouncing around, man. Kyrie been bouncing around like a motherfucker that just, I don't know. And I love his game. But I question his mental though, because I don't give a fuck. I'm not leaving LeBron James after we have played in 4 straight finals. Yeah, we lost 3 of them finals. I wasn't available to help him in one of them. So the 3 that I lost with him were the 2, because he left him the last one and he took the team to the finals again, even without him. So I'm like, hold up. I've been very skeptical of what's up here going on with Kyrie. And I got to know him over the years. I mean, Kyrie, his dad pretty much raised him and his sister. I don't know if he's the older brother of 2, but I know he got a sibling or siblings, but it's not like a big family. And I've been hearing about he been digging into his upbringing and his Indian side of things. And I've been questioning his mental, because I can't leave LeBron James at that point in my career. Like, especially to go to Boston and, hype them up like, hey, I'm finna come up here and save everything y'all got going on. But really, you went up there and played with them folk. Then you force your way into Brooklyn. Now you forcing your way somewhere else. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. I just want to see you hoop, bro. You know what I mean? Can we just see you hoop? You know what I mean? And I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like what he's doing, he's just trying to make his way to find a way to get back with LeBron. Everybody know he wanted to go back there. But Dallas said, you know what? We got what it takes. We'll take you up. And see, I'm finna tell you what's finna happen. Now, they finna present something to him that's going to be very enticing, because, see, I'm going to tell you what he need to do. If this shit don't work in Dallas, man, something wrong with you, because you need to sit your ass down somewhere. You're doing too much bouncing around with these good-ass franchises. The money ain't no problem with none of these franchises, but it's like, it seems like it's no satisfying him. And it seems like, these teams, these organizations, they going above and beyond to put the shit around him that he wants and feel like he needs. And then he just hauling ass, taking off on these franchises. And I'm like, I don't know, man. But, at the end of the day, everybody got to do what's best for them. So I will give him the benefit of a doubt for that. But, that's the headlines right now. Big shout out to King James, though, man. King James, he's 36 points away. They got OKC tomorrow. I feel like it's a wrap tomorrow. He goes over that 36 tomorrow. It's gonna be a high scoring affair. OKC, they've been putting up 120, 130, 140 all year long. Big shout out to SGA. The kid got game. He plays with a lot of heart, a lot of intensity, and he easily could have been one of my 10 as well that I could have chose. And the reason why I say that is because he got heart. He got heart. And if you're a point guard and you're a floor general, you're a leader of a franchise, and you're trying to really push your franchise to the edge, you gotta have a heart. You gotta have a heart because to lead a franchise and an organization to the promised land, you know, your leader gotta be the one that's gonna take those sacrifices, and that's gonna do whatever it takes to get this team going in the direction it needs to go. So big shout out to SGA, man, and everything you've been doing for OKC and trying to hold that franchise down after they lost a franchise caliber Hall of Famer in Russell Westbrook, man. So everything you've done in your short career, I'm very happy for you, and I'm happy to see you succeed and balling the way you balling. So big shout out to the OKC Thunder, man. You guys are gonna be the home team that's gonna probably be the team LeBron breaks the record against. Big shout out to the Suns. The Suns, it's been rumors that they will go after KD. Son, they will pursue KD if he's available. We all know the Suns, they want to get back to the finals. Like, they ain't got time for no bull crap. Even if that means I gotta shake Chris Paul, I shake whoever. Devin Booker say, him and Ayton probably the only ones say. Everybody else, they can be moved for Kevin Durant. And I feel like Phoenix, they've already let him in known because they was in the sweepstakes with him before they had turned it around a little bit before they fired Nash, that he wanted out. But you know, the owner and all the front office people was like, man, y'all tripping. We've done everything to blow this team up to accommodate you, Kyrie James. And this is the thanks we get. You know what I'm saying? Fired the coach, did that for y'all. And it's like y'all still acting like you don't want nothing to do with us. So it's like, I think it's a lot of internal stuff going on in the Brooklyn Nets front office, man. Big shout out to Hov, man. I don't know how much you got going on with that side of things, but man, it seems like nobody don't want to play in Brooklyn, man. What's going on? Finesse the Dunn, you say you from BK, man. What's going on? Why it seem like nobody want to play for the Nets? I don't know. What's up with that, man? Ben Simmons, he just sitting on the bench with a cute outfit on every night. I don't understand that kid, man, at all. But I do know that if Kevin Durant is available, it's been rumors that he gonna get moved too. Man, the Bay Area, man. Oh, man, I've been hearing, just caught wind of things. Steph finna be out a few weeks. Sidelined again. Y'all just kind of got back in a groove when he got back, and now he got to go sit back now. That's not good, but at the same time, y'all back in the mix of things. Y'all ain't too far away from fourth, fourth place. So, gotta hope Jordan and Dre and Clay, Kuminga and Moody and the crew, Wiggins them can hold the fort down till he get back. Because anytime, you know, world class Steph is not in the mix of things, and we knocking on, you know, we under less than 30 games left, you know, that's not cool. That's not cute. So hope Steph for speedy recovery, man. Big shout out to the Bucks. Big freak, man. They done won Sam straight. I told y'all, man, the Bucks was probably the only team gonna be a threat to Boston this year because Boston kind of put hands on them last season. You know, the Bucks were the defending champions, you know what I'm saying, from the previous year. So, you know, they didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like the fact that, hey, you know, we won the championship, and then the next year we come out, we doing what we doing, and then we get beat up on because Chris Middleton pretty much is not available all year long. So, you know, to see Boston had the success they had last year, you know, that just lets me know that, hey, at the end of the day, Giannis still was able to get his team, you know, to another round. It's just that to get to the conference finals and get to the finals was going to be the uphill battle, because not having your Robin is something they was going to need. So I think they took that loss last season. They learned from it. They went added some pieces to their nucleus, and they back. They back, and he's been on a tear. So if I'm the Celtics, you got to worry about Giannis. You got to worry about what Coach Budenholzer them cooking up, because they're not gonna just lay down against anybody. Big shout out to the Pelicans, man. The Pelicans got a couple big W's here this past weekend, man. Brandon Ingram. Big shout out to BI. He back in the lineup for the Pelicans, man. They went they scored 130 in both of those games. And they touched up both California teams, and the Lakers and the Kings on a back-to-back. So big shout out to the Pelicans, man. I want to say some previous episodes, I had some high praise for them, but I knew their status and where they was at in the West, in the seedings at that time. I just didn't know if it was concrete. I didn't know if it was something that had some, you know, some balance to it. And, you know, here the last month or so, you know, they fell off. But they got back in the win column of things here this past weekend. They got BI back in the mix. I see Zion been out, so I know they want to get him back up in uniform here soon, and be prepared to finish the last 20 games of the season in a strong way, because they got the talent to be available and be around when it's all said and done. But they're going to have to want it, and it all starts with them. And as we all know, man, February 9th is the trade deadline, so that's Thursday. It's going to be a lot of acquisitions, a lot of transactions and things of that nature going on, a lot of shifting of players.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure to be active and available and ready for y'all first thing Friday at noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, because going into the weekend, and you know, we know this is the big game weekend, and you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how everything, you know, plays out and unfolds. So big shout out to all the NBA, man, to the association, man. It's a lot of basketball left. Y'all break coming up here soon, and we're gonna see how that all unfolds. Big shout out to the NHL hockey, man. They going back into their second half of the season starting tonight. Big shout out to the Florida Panthers. They was the hosting team, hosting city, and they were a part of the whole Eastern Atlantic wave that helped the Atlantic All-Stars win the whole thing during All-Star festivities. The Atlantic in the 3 games they played, the 2 games they played, I say they scored an average of about 7 goals. They scored 10 in the game they played, and they scored 7 in the finals. So and most of the Atlantic teams, All-Stars, consist of players coming from the Boston Bruins, Maple Leafs, Tampa Bay, and the Florida Panthers, which are all elite teams in all of hockey. So the All-Star game was clearly dominated by the Eastern Atlantic division players. So big shout out to all the players that's on the ice. Y'all going back to the y'all normal routines and getting ready to finish our season out. And yeah, it's very interesting to see how things are gonna shape out here in the next month and a half with hockey. The Pro Bowl, man. The Pro Bowl format has been shifted to like a flag football ordeal. I want to say they have shifted things into that nature of things, more so because of the safety and to keep the players healthy and to keep everybody, at bay. So, but big shout out to the NFC, man. They hadn't won and forever, it seems like it. They won 35-33. Didn't get a chance to too much tap into it because I was watching the Grammys. I feel like the Grammys was something I needed to tap in a little bit more than a flag football game. So, but big shout out to all the participants, all the people that were able to just get away with their families and relax and catch up and the camaraderie with their peers and just being able to be in that state of mind and to be able to release and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So big shout out to all the Pro Bowlers, man. And Super Bowl. And that'll be the last part of the segment that I got going for today. And pretty much the Super Bowl is there's been rumors that it's been a petition going around that they have been petitioning for the Kelsey's mom to be the one that flips the coin at the Super Bowl. I find that pretty dope, that she should be one of the people that flip the coin toss for the Super Bowl. I think that'll be real dope, real cool of her to be, in that moment and be given that opportunity. I heard both teams landed in Phoenix last night, safe and sound, so that's pretty cool, pretty dope. We're going to touch bases on some things a little bit more in depth come Friday because we'll be a couple days away from the we'll be a couple games away from the big game. And yeah, I find that pretty cool, man, that both teams made it to AZ safe. When I was checking the injury reports out, between both teams, it's 23 players that are listed injured. But I didn't see anything in the injury report that I feel like are going to keep any of these players out of that game. Some of these players, this their first time. Some of them, they're going for two championships. Well, a few of the players that's with KC wasn't there on that last Super Bowl team. And it's the same way really on both sides. A lot of the players that won that Super Bowl with the Eagles a few years back wasn't on that team. So it's going to be a lot of hungry blood, a lot of hungry energy going into this Super Bowl. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to the injury reports like that because I feel like out of those 23 players, they probably going to all be available come Sunday. But, that's protocol. That's something that, has to be reported, the injuries. So that's what I found for the Super Bowl. But like I said, Friday, we're going to get a little bit more in details. The lines are pretty much the same. The total went up. The total's at 50.5 now. But they still got the Eagles at like 2. So come Friday, I'll be locked in on what I like, what I got going on, and I'll be able to share that energy with y'all. And it's been a blessing. It's been a pleasure, man. That's been episode 38. Fatherhood, Hip Hop, and Sports, man. I can't wait to get back with y'all on Friday at noon. Touch bases with y'all with episode 39. But until then, man, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay prayed up, man. Y'all keep God first in everything y'all doing. And always remember, man, we gotta pray before we lay. Straight like that. So y'all stay blessed. And thank you guys for chiming in. And I can't wait to tap back in with y'all on Friday. We out of here.